Remember when people used to fight over Stanley Cups? Like get in line at Target at 4 o'clock in the morning and push people over to get Stanley Cups? Well, like every good trend, look at it now. It has officially entered its TJ Maxx and Home Goods era, and I'm sure they're all.
Y'all remember when you were acting a fool over these? $14.99. Okay. $24.99.
Do you remember? I think it was 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. But do you remember when Stanley Cup was the rage all over? You know, people were going to Target like at 3 o'clock in the morning, like waiting for the store to be open, and then the rush in the store, people was fighting over getting Stanley Cup. People were just hoarding a bunch of Stanley Cups. You know what I mean? Like you can barely even get a Stanley Cup. I don't know what it was. Like there was just a wave of people just hunting down these Stanley Cups, going from stores to stores. People was putting them on eBay for like a ridiculous amount of price. Do you remember those times? Now, what happened to Stanley Cups? Now you can find Stanley Cups everywhere. TJ Maxx, Marshalls, even the thrift stores for as low as like $12.99, $16.99. I remember when Stanley Cups was going for like $60, $45. Yeah, people were selling it for like over $100 on eBay, like sites like eBay and Etsy. You know what I mean? So I'm just going to show you a few
TJ
videos.
Maxx pipeline has officially claimed its next victim. Well, like every good trend, look at it now. It has officially entered its TJ Maxx and Home Goods era, and I'm sure they're all in the thrift stores too now because everyone's moved on to the next best thing. Hydro jugs, the Awala water bottles. Honestly, whatever TikTok decides is hot this week. This is the life cycle of every viral product. TikTok discovers it, everyone panic buys it, brands flood the market, the trend dies down, and then they end up in TJ Maxx. TJ Maxx is literally the graveyard for TikTok trends. This is why it's so important to ask yourself when you want to buy something, would I still want this if I never saw it on TikTok? Asking yourself that will save you so much money, I promise.
Y'all, I think this is crazy having all these Stanleys out here at TJ Maxx priced for $16.99 when a year ago they were like $40.
Y'all remember when you were acting a fool over these? $14.99. Okay. $24.99. TJ Maxx. Look at this big boy. $19.99. 40 ounce. Like I said, remember when y'all were acting a fool over these?
I think we have a condition as a society to overconsume. You know, like we tend to buy whatever it is that is like a buzz or like a hype around it. We all tend to like just go and get that item even if we don't need it, just because there is so much talk about that specific item. You know, and then we tend to hoard these things because I remember people had like what is it called, like a cabinet full of Stanley Cup. Why do you need so many cups for one person? Why do you need more than 2 cups for one individual? You know what I mean? Like this is overconsumption, and I just kind of feel like we are conditioned to think that if you don't have the newest thing or the trendy thing, you are not part of the cool kids society. You are not part of, I don't know, but like it's just so weird. There was Stanley Cup, and then it became Le Boo Boo, whatever that thing it's called, the little ugly little thing that you put on your bags, that people was going crazy over it. I'm not hearing those Le Boo Boos anymore anywhere. And then it became the Starbucks cups. You know what I mean? Was it a cup or like a mug? It's like a Starbucks bear cup or something, jug, mug. I don't know. I'm not into stuff like this. I'm careless. You know what I mean? But we have this this thing about like we have to get it, we have to have it. You do not have to have it. You do not have to get it. Look at it now. Do you actually like for the people that bought like 10 Stanley Cups? How many cups do you use? Do you still reach for those cups? Or are you tired of them already? You know what I mean? Like, do you still use those cups? Because now those cups are everywhere. The bubble is burst. And because I think when Stanley Cups came out, they was trying to make it like exclusive by releasing like a limited amount of cups. So people have the craze, like, I have to get it. Like, it was just like a scared tactics to get you to go out there and buy it. Like you are missing out on something if you just don't go out and buy it. You know what I mean? Like, it was just so crazy. People were just fighting and tripping over themselves like grown women for a damn cup. And now the cup is all over the place. What happened to Stanley Cup? Do you guys still use the Stanley Cups? Like, I remember when makeup, I think it was 2016, 2015, around that time, makeup was a big thing, and every week there's a new release, a new palette, a new lipstick, a new, like, it was like every week there was a new eyeshadow palette, and I was just following the trend. I was following all these makeup gurus. I was just buying and buying makeup, just whoring makeup that I barely even use. I barely even touch those eyeshadows. You know what I mean? Like, I barely touch those eyeshadows, but I have to go get it. And I remember when Daisy Perkins came out with like sunglasses, I rushed and go and get it. Like, I set a timer and I was just waiting for the sunglasses to be available online so I can just get my hands on one. And I got my hands on one. You know what I mean? And then I remember when Makeup Shayla did a collaboration with those makeup brands, and I went and I got it. Like, I was just buying so much makeup. So till this day I still have some of those eyeshadow. Recently I just threw a whole bunch of stuff away. You know what I mean? Like, I just wasted so much money. I just kind of feel like it's the same thing right now. Nothing has changed. It's just a damn cup. It's just, they put so much hype on this cup that it makes you feel like sense of urgency, like you have to go out and get it. Trust me, you do not have to go out and get anything. You have to have some self-discipline about things that people are hyping up on social media. Don't jump on the bandwagon and go out and get it. You don't have to have it. Look at it now. Stanley Cup, now you can go get yourself one for like $15 at TJ Maxx or Marshalls or Brawls or any of these discounted stores. Even at the thrift store that people are donated to the thrift stores. You know what I mean? So, it's not everything that we have to get just because everybody else is going crazy over. I learned my lesson the hard way when I was buying so much makeup. Like I was saying, if anyone was into makeup back then, every week, it's like every day, there's like all these brands just launching eyeshadow, lipstick. Like, every day there was something like in the pipeline. There was a new product on the market, and we all rush and go and buy it. I remember like ColourPop have the eyeshadow thing, the pop eyeshadow that I think was $5 at a time. They was coming up with like new lip things, like we set our alarms and we rush over there, the site. Oh my God, it was just a whole craze. It was just like this Stanley Cup, but it was just, like, we wasn't just fighting because we were just buying it out online. But it was crazy. So just don't overconsume, at least not this economy that you are in. And you do not have to spend your hard-earned money on some nonsense that you're not even going to be using in 2 or 3 weeks. You know what I mean? Just buy smart, and think about what you are buying. You know what I mean? If you need it, do you really need this item? Think about it before you go out and spend your money on useless things. But anyways, let me know what you think about this story down in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.